I don't know.
It does look different than it used to.
Maybe they didn't update.
They don't make Riverside the way they used to, Ashley.
They don't warn you about updates. I don't know. Maybe I have the screen open in a different way. I'm going to quit fixating on it.
Ashley, I have tried to express to people how much fun it was to go to New Orleans and hang out with all of the Coven and how desperate I am to get back, honestly.
I mean, I'm already counting the days down.
I'm like, skip Christmas.
I'm inviting friends. I'm like, hey guys, if anybody wants to hang out the next 2 Halloweens, we're going to be in New Orleans. Come on down.
I'm just burying myself in preparation. Here's how deep I am in preparation, ladies and germs, days and gays. I have not one, but 2 Zoom meetings this week, or video call meetings. One with a photographer, a brilliant photographer. I've got my fingers crossed so hard. My toes are crossed in like triplicate.
Yes.
I'm really, really hopeful that this works out because he's so brilliant, and I think it would be very, very cool. But also, later in the week, I have a call with a burlesque troupe.
Because this is what we do now.
Apparently.
This is what we do now.
Here's how I can express to you how much fun it was to be in New Orleans and how you need to come the next time or the time after that. We're going to be there in 26 at Halloween. We're going to be there in 27 at Halloween. ArticulateCoven.com/events. You can get the details. You can register to get access to the live stream. That's what we're doing right now. And that is also your access to the pre-sale of the tickets once we finalize the venue space. I'm going to leave that open for 26 at least until the end of November. So get your orders in now. Okay, here's how we can express it. From Marcelo, we got a beautiful email, Ashley.
Oh, yes, we did.
Dear Joel, first of all, this man wanted to email us so badly and say thank you and how much he enjoyed it that he asked Tommy for our emails. Tommy Sweeney, our patron, longtime commenter, member of the group. He met us. This is Tommy's partner, Marcelo, who was not really a vampire fan, an Anne Rice fan. He rides along on this train with Tommy,
Right.
although, like many of our plus ones, they have become converts. You listen, when you dip in the waters of the covet, that makes it sound dirty. I'm just going to leave that alone. When you hang out with the Coven, it's easy to get turned. I don't know. That still sounds weird.
That.
Suddenly we're a cult, Ashley.
We're not yet.
There are no sneaker arrangements. Okay. We have no exit plans.
There's no secret sex cult. No one's getting branded here.
No.
This is not. We are not a self-proclaimed self-help group. We know we have problems. No, we are not a cult.
We're barely a therapy session.
That's right.
Okay. Dear Joel and Ashley, I just wanted to thank you for a wonderful night we had meeting you guys and hanging out with all of you. I personally felt loved and welcomed, and it was an honor to be part of the community for a while. Definitely one of the highlight of our trip to NO. Once again, I had a great time, and I will be listening to you guys. Yours, Marcelo. And I emailed Marcelo back and I said, hey, would you mind if I read this on the show? Because if you comment on Facebook, I feel like, well, at least 1,400 other people have seen your comments. So I'm assuming you don't mind if we mention it on our silly little podcast.
And if you need to, you can bathe yourself in anonymity.
But yeah, I forgot about that. You can even do anonymous things in the Facebook group. But since he had sent it to us via email, I was like, hey, do you mind? And he goes, no. Y'all mentioned me on the podcast, and I've already told my coworkers that I'm a podcast celebrity. So it's like, kudos, man. Thank you, Marcelo. You also were lovely. You and Tommy were genuinely, we sort of thought we might miss you all because we'd missed you the first night, and we were out of town, and you were just starting, basically.
And after we finally got to meet up, I was so mad that we had missed the night before because that's how much fun I had with y'all.
Yes.
I'm having... because I became Facebook friends with a lot of folks after this.
Yes.
And I'm just having so much fun having these Coven members in my newsfeed on the daily basis.
If you listen to our show and you have your own podcast, cannot recommend enough doing a meetup. It is so wonderful making it a two-way a real person two-way relationship suddenly.
It's so cool.
Very cool. All right. Jane Proust, another great patron, says, I'm enjoying it a lot, talking about Talamaska here. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I expected to, but a few things are driving me crazy. This is, by the way, is the only feedback I'm going to do in this episode. Next episode, going to be a full feedback episode where we talk about the whole season.
Because we got a lot to unpack.
Indeed. Here are a few things that are driving me crazy. This, Ashley, was the comment that I could not find last week. The accents. Yes. Especially, which, by the way, I did not know that Jane was from the UK, but they are. The accents, especially the male police officer, we don't talk like that in the UK, folks. Even in London, especially in London, actually. You would never be able to use a red phone box as a drop. The few that remain are all little libraries or defib points. No way would it be possible. And if you're expecting to see barkers outside strip clubs in Soho, no, that hasn't been a thing since the 70s. Even then, it was very much more discreet. Guy would have been arrested in less than 10 minutes. This is probably the one thing that perplexes me the most. There are so many jobs he could be doing. Why that one? Janice Limber Boylan says, Jane, I lived in New York City most of my life, and I found the barker and using the phone booths as drops ridiculous as well. I didn't catch the male cop, but I'm too distracted by the haircut on the lady cop.
That is an aggressive bowl cut.
I mean, it was a choice.
Cut. It was like a choice. Will Byers. It's a Will Byers bowl cut.
yeah, that's a very good call. Welcome to the Articulate Coven, the original, unofficial fan podcast and community for Anne Rice's Immortal Universe, The Vampire Chronicles, Lives of the Mayfair Witches, and the Immortal Universe TV series from AMC and AMC+. The Articulate Coven is Ashley and Joel, but it's supported by listeners just like you. Find out more at articulatecoven.com/join. So first of all, here we are. We are the Articulate Coven.
We are. It's true.
We're your unofficial fan podcast for the Anne Rice's Immortal Universe, for her Lives of the Mayfair Witches, for the Vampire Chronicles, for the AMC series, for Christopher's future adaptations, for that cool Call to Heaven movie that's coming from Tom Ford. All that and more. We also talk generally spooksy stuff. We've got a spinoff that is about Mike Flanagan, and we talk a lot of Stephen King generally.
We do.
There's some coming later in this episode. We are your hosts. I'm Joel.
I'm Ashley.
And we are the Articulate Coven. I made the longest run for the show. That's going to be my new title. I'm going to put all that in Apple Podcasts. We are the Articulate Coven, the unofficial. No. Man, Ashley, I got to say, up and down and up and down, what a rodeo we've been on with the old Talamaska, the Secret Order.
There was some, we've been on a ride.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed lots of it. I am hopeful that it gets renewed. First of all, I noticed something this week. You don't have news, do you? Did you see a renewal today?
I don't have news. I haven't seen news, but I feel like there's no fucking way they didn't go into this with a 2-season plan.
They have to have had a commitment. I don't know why.
They left this shit wide open. There is so little resolved. And it's just very wide open here at the end.
It is definitely better than Mayfair.
Oh.
But I think overall,
100%.
This is about a 3 on a 5.0 scale to me. And I think a 3 is generous. I'm hopeful and optimistic for where it could go and some of the ways that it wraps up and leaves some things. I feel like it clears the table in certain ways for future things if they were angling in that direction. And so maybe I'm giving it a bonus half point because of what I think they might do next. So we'll get there. But that's where I'm sitting here as we've now seen 6.
So I sit at more of a 4.
All right.
I think I've been a lot happier with this than a lot of people have. But I do think I am built for this genre. And to have this genre mixed up with my Anne Rice world is making me so fucking happy. So I do think that, it's kind of like when Cocaine Bear came out. And I was like, well, I don't think a movie's ever been made for me before, but this movie feels like it was made for me. And that's kind of how I feel about this series. I really loved it. I had a really good time. And I agree with everything that people have said in criticism of it. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's all over the place and it's kind of messy and the characters are messy and their behaviors are messy. And no, I get all that. But, like, I don't know. I really gave a shit about so much of this.
Well, I mean, I do think there are some fairly unanimous home runs. Almost everybody likes Guy. Almost everybody likes
Yeah.
Jasper.
Oh,
And
yeah.
those are good additions to the universe that we imagine will continue in various ways, regardless
Right.
of whether the series does. What I was going to say earlier, the thing that I noticed that I had not noticed until this week, is that on AMC's Immortal Universe social media pages, they've been
Hmm.
posting like a one page for each episode with like a single prop or something. I'm trying to think of a good
Hmm.
example and I can't think of any one of them. But at the bottom of it though, it's like an unreeled piece of film or something and the wording says season 1 episode 5 or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. I did see
I saw
those.
someone shared episode 5 and I said, "Wait a minute. Hey, this says season 1. Have they all said that?" I went back and looked. They've all said season 1. I've never noticed it. But that to me is, again, they're not saying it is. And maybe if it had been hated or the ratings had been horrible, they wouldn't have gone on and spent good money after bad.
Right.
But that seems like to me that the plan was always probably at least a 2-season try.
Yeah, it feels that way for sure for me, which I am gonna need, frankly, because there's so much left out there in the ether that we need to figure out.
I tell you what was fun for me this week, and it's going to be even more fun next week, I think, as we break down all of the feedback from people. But when we look
Right.
back at our theories on where this show is going to go,
No, we're
and I
so
only
off.
I only know that we were so off in so many different ways because I have looked back at other people's theories. Like even this today, I was looking at a bunch of the feedback on the episode 5 and
Mhm.
where people think episode 6 is going to go. Or they saw a trailer for episode 6, for instance, and they're like, "Oh, I bet it's," for instance. Let's just go ahead and start this episode discussion, Ashley. The opening of this one is a cool one. Here's one thing that Talamaska's done well. Their opens have been very good as a
Yeah,
general
their cold
rule.
opens have been fantastic.
About 3 of them, I would say, are like great. The Talamaska burning, for instance, is a really good
Mhm.
one. The one that opens in the orphanage with the twins is really
Yeah.
good. This one, another great one. We see a vampire, some nameless vampire, being led down a hallway. Feels like this is going to be a Talamaska building, but we don't know that at first, at least. Um, and Ashley, these, first of all, the time period is unspecific, but
Right.
it's clear that this is in the past somewhere. All of
Right.
the fashions are dated, the hairstyles, etc. They're working hard to show this ain't now. This ain't
Right.
now. Maybe they don't want us to
It's
know exactly.
modern, but
Yeah.
it's not today.
Uh, but
I gotta say, these rooms with this green tile in it
oh yeah.
give me fucking The Shining vibes so hard. That bathtub, I'm like, oof. And there's
So
just something so grim. Something about that color of tile just feels like death and a mortuary to me, you know?
it's illness. The green and the whole thing had a color tint to it as well.
Mhm.
That it was not
Mhm.
the same as the twins flashbacks that we've seen so far, but
Right.
it was giving us both age. Hey, this is older, an older experience, but also it was giving me the willies. It's that uncomfortable, you
Mhm.
do not feel well, we are not
Yeah.
balanced, things are off. And
Yeah.
everything that happens in this scene verifies and backs that up. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, things have gone awry.
Oh, shit.
Um, okay. So we open on a vampire heading into this Talamaska headquarters. What I was going to say though was these two guys that are clearly making sure that he makes it in, which
Right.
I didn't see their eyes, but my guess is they were vampires too, since they're controlling a vampire. Um,
Yeah, I did not notice if they looked vampiric. No, I
yeah,
didn't notice that they
I
looked
didn't see it either.
vampiric.
My immediate thought though was to Jasper's comment about you just get the information and then I'll send in some real shit kickers. Those were real shit
Yeah.
kickers, right? Those two
Yeah.
vampires were real shit kickers.
Yeah, you're going down that hall, buddy.
A gentleman is waiting and he says, "My name is Houseman." So this vampire is being shaken down. That was clear to me, like from the start.
Yeah.
He's being blackmailed, and immediately I start making the connections. I'm like, oh, this is why the Talamaska library got burned down. Like almost immediately, I'm like, they were just shaking them down left and right, weren't they? Okay, all right. This is not book stuff, by the way, and I do
No.
think this episode is going to solidify a few people bailing because of the fact that the Talamaska is so dirty in this series, Ashley.
I mean, they're dirty though, Joel.
There are pieces of
They
them
do
that are
be
dirty at different
dirty.
times in the I mean, yes.
Like it's
But
not a I don't know. It kind of I don't know. To me, it sort of makes sense because I'm like, they're always breaking the rules. They're always doing what they think is the right thing for them to do, not always thinking about the organization or what they've agreed to do.
or the mission.
Or the
Yeah.
mission. And who even knows what the fucking mission is? It's been around so long, people don't even know how it started.
I will say the ending of this to me guarantees that you and I have to get into the Prince Lestat trilogy because there is stuff there that we need to talk about. So in January, you go ahead and book it. We're going to be talking about the Prince Lestat. Okay. Houseman says, to demonstrate our vast benevolence, I'm here to offer you a way out. And then he says, and I didn't understand it exactly at first, but later it becomes clear exactly what he meant. He's got his arm around the vampire and he says, because you were just good enough and no better.
Ooh, yes.
Now, I thought what he meant at first was because you're not a truly evil vampire, we can work with you. Because you're not truly evil, you have fucked up. You've broken the laws. You've broken some rules, and we're going to hold that against you. But you're good enough and no better. No, what he meant was you're powerful, but not too
powerful.
Yeah. Man. And then he seals it because so far I'm like, I don't know, maybe Hausman isn't the most evil of fucks. No, he is. Who you are is a murderer in a tight spot. This is quid pro quo. This whole opening scene I thought was brilliant. It's my favorite thing in the episode, honestly.
It was really good. It was really, really good. Quid pro quo always gives some Hannibal Lecter vibes, you know?
Yeah, Houseman very much comes off this way. Okay, this is the guy that people were seeing in the trailer, and again and again and again in the feedback for episode 5, they're like, is it David? Is it David? It ain't David.
It ain't David. He sure don't act like David.
It ain't David. I will say, not necessarily a waste of a great actor, right? Because we don't know how long we'll see the actor that plays him. However,
I love him.
Boy, he could have been a David. He could have been a David. This actor that we see towards the end, anyway.
Yeah. I love him. I'm so happy he's in this.
He's asked to turn this woman. We see a woman's body. We don't see the woman. We see a woman's body laid out on a table. She's covered up except for her neck and shoulders exposed. And he's asked to turn this woman into a vampire.
Chomps a lot.
So Doris is laying there next to Guy, wide awake. She grabs her book and sneaks out. And I'm like, oh, she's good. She's deuces on this guy. She's leaving. She's went to the corner store. I don't actually think she was running yet. She didn't go very far at all.
Well, again, nobody's very good at anything in the show except the things that they're inexplicably very good at.
There's very thick plot armor until there's none at all, right?
Yeah, this is true. Like, I say my liking of the show is extreme, but I realize its faults.
Well, I mean, we've talked about it, and again, we have downplayed a little bit on Mayfair because of our own personal distaste for it, but the fact of the matter is that everything hits for somebody in a different way, right? Like somebody's favorite part of Buffy was not the Slayer or the Watchers or even like the sidekicks. It was the witch. It was the fact that they went on this whole, season-long journey where, power corrupts absolutely, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
Anyway.
There's flavors for everyone at the ice cream parlor.
Here we got our spy flavors, our sort of occasionally bumbling spy flavors.
Yeah.
So our goons are still tearing apart the houseboat, but no avail. They were looking for the book. They were
Yeah.
looking for Doris. They were looking for Guy, and they got none of them.
They found
And
none of the above.
this was the first moment in the whole series so far, Ashley, where I was like, oh, Jasper is not a mastermind. Jasper
Mm-hmm.
has an advantage. Jasper had a plan, but like Jasper is not a Hannibal Lecter figure, for instance, right? Like
he's not infallible, in his
he ain't
skills.
playing 4D chess. That's not what's happening here.
No.
So Doris is in her little bodega. She sees news about the houseboat. And of course, what would you do, Ashley? Head directly to the crime scene.
Run right there. You just run right there, Joel. You run right there.
Oh, goodness gracious.
You fail the Dateline quiz right there. Don't run back to the scene of the crime.
Worse than Doris and Guy heading straight to the scene of the crime where they weren't involved actually this time.
No.
And yet are going to go get involved. The ME is at the boat already as well. Our lovely bowl-cutted ME.
She's the best.
And it turns out she's in trouble for sneaking around and asking questions when her superiors have told her not to.
Oh, isn't it terrible when women have ideas of their own?
I will say, the one thing that this series is for sure doing is showing us that authorities cannot inherently be trusted, particularly when they are very firm on remaining anonymous and behind closed doors. No sunlight needed on this particular investigation, ma'am. Thank you very much. It very much gives Han Solo at the console. Everything's fine here. How are you?
How are you? Yeah.
No, thank God, honestly, that this ME keeps on, because everybody else is like, oh, it's just a open and closed case, isn't it?
Bunch of witches got murdered on a boat. Who knows?
It was dogs. It was just
really
dogs.
Hungry dogs. Dogs.
I'm like, was it the freaking lions from the Ghost in the Darkness? Because that would make sense, I guess. Did they break out of the museum in Chicago and reanimate, cross the Atlantic?
That's season 3 of Mayfair, Joel. Don't spoil it.
We're gonna go from Salem to Chicago, pick up some lions.
Oh, that's silly.
Speaking of silly TV, I don't know if you've seen the announcements for the next season of American Horror Story, but apparently they're going to go back to Coven because all the cast is back. I don't know if it's actually going to be a Coven continuation or not, but I don't really like Ryan Murphy, but he's going to make me watch that show again, I guess.
No, he recycles his cast a lot. He's like Flanagan like that. He uses the same folk, so it could be a very different thing.
But he's got Miss Lange back, and ma'am, I could use a little bit more Jessica Lange in my life.
Everyone could use more Jessica Lange in our lives. My God.
The ME just takes Guy and Doris. She's just like, citizens arrest.
Right.
And Guy questions her on it. Finally, he's like, why are you going to take us to the... She does make a good
point. He's not past the bar in London.
Okay, but she makes that point after she's got them in the police station. When they're getting into that car, woman's not on... She doesn't have a badge, I don't think, even. You don't go to a second location,
Joel. Yeah. You don't go to a second location.
Yes. I'm going to need somebody with a billy club and one of them hats to tell me that I got to get on the car, I think.
Yeah. You better put me in the damn trunk.
Okay, so Helen has chased down her doctor that she's been looking for. This doctor from the orphanage, she's finally found him. Although, boy, this nurse does a great job at the door of bouncing, right? There's nobody by that name here.
No, absolutely not. She didn't seem suspicious to me at all.
No. So the doc is actually excited to see her. He's like, yeah, come on in. He does not know what happened to Helen's sister, and we get a name here, Emma. Emma is who we've been looking for. He says that they were children of outsized talent, and your sister was the most talented of all. And Helen offers this. She says, because of her memory? Yes. Emma is the 752. It clicked here. They didn't say it. They don't come out right out and say it until later. But I was like, oh.
They
They
got
were
her.
growing a backup for the
Yeah.
library.
Memorize it all, baby girl. You're so
Which
smart.
then immediately made me understand the opening scene. I'm like,
Mhm.
they turned her into a vampire. And Ashley, as much as I had put this thing together at this point, I still was surprised when later revelations came about. I was like, what the actual? Okay, this idea though of growing a human library back up
Mhm.
and then sealing it for eternity by making her a vampire and an eternal backup.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that idea.
It's very Talamaska.
Yeah. No, 100% using people and calling it the greater good.
Mhm.
Also, though, I do like the idea, at least, that based on this doctor's story, there was a part of the Talamaska that intended to stop the blackmailing and the chicanery that
Yeah.
we see Houseman doing here. It's interesting because Houseman's the one that's doing the chicanery to make the 752. So I'm not clear on, was there somebody else that was fighting Houseman, but then Houseman just shot them all? I don't know. Yeah. We let your sister pick a new name. Everyone did. She called herself Doris. And I literally said out loud, Ashley, fucking what now?
That was the part you had not put together.
Had not put it together.
Mm.
So first of all, did not know, could not conceive that Doris was a vampire.
Right. They mask it very well.
I will say, I'm going to call shenanigans on the twin storyline. So they literally got one girl. I saw a post this week about the young actress that plays the two roles.
Uh-huh.
But they got one girl to play both these roles. These actresses do not look... I understand that there's age differences, right? When was Doris turned? Doris is what, in her early 20s probably?
Yeah.
Okay, so she was turned in like the late 60s, maybe, I guess. The early 70s, I don't know, for Helen to be the age that she is now. But still, these two actresses do not look enough alike to me. This is, I feel like, don't make them identical twins.
Yeah, you didn't have to make them identical, but they did for the DNA thing.
Okay, that's sloppy writing then, in my opinion. Like, or at least, I don't know. I mean, I understand if you'd given her the stark blonde hair, right? If they had both had blonde hair from the start. And I also understand that we see the twins with dark hair when they're in the orphanage, and yet Helen, as an older woman, has the silver hair. I had just sort of let that go. Maybe she dyed it, I guess. But and I mean, I don't know. Maybe somebody is going to tell me I'm wrong, and if you line their faces up, the facial structures very, very similar.
But superficially and on the surface, I would say you're probably right. I have not. Yeah,
were you
shocked?
Twins
is hard. No, I totally had figured it out.
Had you figured it out even before he starts to break it down? You already knew Doris was the key. Wow. Yeah. Okay. It's just me then.
No, it's not just you. It's totally not just you. But I was a little ahead of it. But I think that I don't think it's just you. I think a lot of people are probably fucking minds were blown by that.
Man, of all the places I thought they were going to go with this, and I mean, we talked about there being
at all what I was expecting. I loved it.
No, very, very surprising.
But I think that maybe that's why I really liked it. No, it was surprising. I mean, I didn't figure it out until like in the midst of the beginning of this episode.
in this episode. But you didn't. They didn't literally have to say the name for you to go.
No,
what?
No.
I will say, I'm sure someone is listening to this and going, even when they said Doris, I was like, what a coincidence.
What a coincidence. There's already got a character named Doris here. Wonder if they know each other.
I wonder if they're connected in some way. Okay. How nervous were you when Olive comes to Doris and Guy's rescue here at the like she takes him away from the ME? Olive shows up and I'm like, oh Jesus, they're about to get freaking Epsteined.
Oh yeah, that was 100%. Yeah, I was like,
like this MI5 lady is not going to be help for you.
No.
We watch those witches get eaten up. We already know she's a plant. Like,
Yeah.
Girl, you in danger.
You in danger, girl. Don't go with her. Don't go with her.
Okay. And then I will say this, I kind of poo-pooed this episode as like a finish that was unsatisfying, and yet here I am praising it. But the way they intercut these two scenes with Guy and Doris in danger and with Helen uncovering the secret at the core of this whole season so far was very enjoyable. But we cut back to Helen, and the doctor is like barely getting his story out, and he gets
Shot
bullet right in the head. Yeah.
Shot in the head.
And the nurse, first of all, I do not understand the deal with the nurse, because she's absolutely willing to kill the doctor, but then doesn't even threaten Helen. She just like, you're trouble, and leaves. I'm like, I guess the Talamaska doesn't kill indiscriminately. She had to kill the doctor to keep her from, or to keep him from uncovering. See, I don't know. That's a little silly to me. Like, bam, don't follow me.
Don't follow me. Yeah, it is. But I mean, there's probably a reason why she didn't fuck with Helen.
Here's the thought, though, that I did have at this moment. What they are doing with this storyline, or what they could be doing, and here's why I said I'm hopeful, optimistic, I'm going to give it that extra like half a point. They could be setting us up to understand that the Talamaska needs a thorough cleansing and reorganization.
Right.
A total reset.
Yes.
Including a new general director, one David Talbot, who's been in the field for a long time. Separated from the leadership, right? I'm just saying, you've got an opportunity there. Oh, and who does David bring along? Perhaps his long trusted confidant and friend, Aaron Leitner. And maybe his young protege, Merrick. Anyway, I'm just saying, you've got an opportunity, AMC. You gave us Michael. You gave us Michael Curry.
And a pretty delicious one.
He's so, every time I see a new photo of him, I'm like, oh man, okay, I'm going to really enjoy them falling in love, even if it's in the wrong part of the country.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's my hope. There's my optimism. That's what I'm hoping for. Tech Boy has figured out suddenly that Olive is not MI5, and now it's a race. Will Olive make it out of the building before this information makes it to them? Olive tells Doris and Guy that Helen has betrayed the Talamaska, and then Doris kills the goon. Okay, now this part has gotten a little silly for me. Like, she just reaches up there and rips the throat out, and this is another one of those revelations that I'm like, really? Ashley, the book was just a scrapbook. The book was just a scrapbook. And Kevis was not like some long-lost love of Doris's. She raised Kevis. Kevis was a street urchin, and Doris found her, and they found home together, as Doris had been seeking it all these years. Like, I mean, it's not a bad storyline, but it's a left turn at Albuquerque from what they've been doing the rest of this season. You know?
Yeah, this was definitely a section I did not see coming. I was like, whoa, did not, this was not on my bingo card at all.
So the Talamaska made Doris a vampire so that the library backup would be forever, but they made her a weak vampire on purpose so that she couldn't, she doesn't have the cloud gift. She can't stop time. She can't mind control anybody, really. Like, she's a little stronger than a human, and she's much harder to kill. And that's about all that she's got going for her. And because of that, they basically had her locked up. She was Rapunzel in the tower, you know? But she found a way out. She escapes, however she escapes, and then she was on the run. She found Kevis. Kevis needed somebody. Doris needed somebody. It's a cute little found family story, but like, we just did not get that in any way. And I don't have an answer for how you could have done this reveal and also given us a build up to that relationship in some way. But
I mean, it's almost like maybe, they had to give us something and they didn't give us everything. And so maybe that's something that should have sat in the kitty for a little bit longer and waited for season 2.
I mean, maybe I feel like even if you go 8 episodes, right? Okay, then you could do episode 6 where it's an entire episode of flashback. And we get Doris's entire story. We see young Kevis, right? And we see Kevis grow up. And the scrapbook is not like, oh, it was just a scrapbook. It's like we see it when she begins to build it. And you're like, oh my God, what we thought was the First of all, I knew the book wasn't the 752.
Right.
I assumed the flash drive was the 752, and it wasn't, although maybe it sort of was since it has all this information
There's a
on
lot of
Olive and
info
everything
on
else
it.
on it. Yeah.
There's something
Anyway.
useful on it.
It's a missed opportunity. I feel like a missed opportunity. Yeah, so this is my thing. Fiona and Emma, those are our two sisters, Doris and Helen now. But identical twins? Really? Like, why make them identical? I know you saved a lot of money with that other young actress you would have had to cast, but like, come on.
It's because they used that DNA, the DNA. I'm
yeah,
telling you.
that was stupid too. That was stupid too.
But like, that's the explainer for using identical twins. If you've decided you're using that,
yeah,
then that's if you're going to do a switcheroo with identical DNA, the only way to do that is with an identical sibling.
I wasn't as shocked about this as I was about Doris, but I was still pretty shocked. Olive's been working for Jasper? I mean, I knew she was a mole of some sort, but I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Olive's been working for Jasper. Owen's been working for Jasper. Jasper, it turns out, though, was working for Houseman, Ashley. There's a Bob Dylan song, "You're Gonna Have to Serve Somebody."
There's always a bigger monster.
It may be the devil and it may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. It was interesting, though. There's a little cascading moment in here where we get like montages, and I'm like, oh, there's layers on layers on layers of this subterfuge.
Yeah.
It's not actually a subterfuge. I mean, you want to talk about false flags. Like, this entire thing effectively has been to flesh out Doris. That's it. That's what they were trying to do, really.
Well, and Olive, you didn't think that Olive was working for Jasper after she was at the boat?
I found that out last week. Sorry, yes, but I had written my note. Olive has been working for Jasper. Owen's been working for Jasper. Jasper,
everybody's
it turns out, was
fucking
working
for Jasper.
Yeah. Okay. This is a good line from Jasper, by the way. You are a flea bouncing off the hard dick of our immortal history, and you landed under a fucking tidal wave.
I love
and then he straight up cuts that dude's head off, pretty much. It wasn't cancer that killed Owen, unfortunately.
It was the torn out throat.
Okay, and speaking of real shit kickers, as I did in the early part, here comes some real shit kickers to get Jasper, Ashley.
Yeah.
He is under attack. Okay, they burn the revenants all in their cells, except we see that somebody makes it out. Okay, I assumed that it was Jasper, maybe, honestly. And then later we see who it is.
Yeah.
Perfect. Checkers.
It's Checkers.
It's fucking Checkers.
I love it so hard.
I hope Checkers lives until Akasha or Lestat rips his head off sometime in the future, honestly.
I'm here for it.
Okay, so Doris and Guy are on the move, but they're also very, very wanted. Everyone is looking for them.
Yeah, they're like, there's fucking posters everywhere. They're on the news. They're not, being subtle, just going straight through the train station.
So this is a good moment, though. Helen makes it to the train station as well, and we get just a moment where Fiona and Emma get to see each other. And again, we did not get the depth of this played out properly, although their relationship and the payoff of this moment much more seated than Kevis and Doris having any payoff for us. But we got a blood tear. One single blood tear rolls down for Fiona, and Emma. I like that. I thought that was a really sweet moment. And then Helen makes the sacrifice. She makes a scene. She gets picked up by the police and helps Doris and Guy get away.
Yeah, pulls a gun on a guy.
Yeah. And I like the little sleight of hand moment. She dead drops to a random woman on the train
Uh-huh.
their passports too.
Yep. That's very, very, very well done. Good spy work.
So our sneaky little, also reprimanded and off duty probably ME shows up just in time to take in Helen. And I was like, where is this going to go? Helen says it's always a mistake to underestimate a woman of my age.
Yeah. She's like, do you expect me to believe that you did that? She's like,
Um, Helen says, you'd be very surprised by what's possible. You strike me as someone who's been overlooked, but has
Yeah.
quite a bit of potential.
She's recruiting.
Yeah. I love, she's on the run. Her entire agency is about to be in disrepair and is currently run by a crook. And
She's
yet
about
Helen
to go to
is still
jail.
like, let me put a team together.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it.
I love it. Because that bitch is not going to jail.
No. Okay, so Olive is down checking out the revenants, and she clicks. Checkers comes to call.
Checkers.
So Olive now has a pet, which is a dangerous situation, I would say.
I think it's very dangerous, but I found it hilarious. I was like, she's gonna click him right out of there, right into her car.
It did give Michonne with her two pet zombies, right?
Yes.
So Houseman's in his office and then headed to them, whoever they are, who are ready downstairs, he's being told. He's tracking Doris, but he's going to leave her out there. Let's find out where else. Let's find out who else she shows us, is what he says, or something like that. And I'm like, again, like, first of all, it's dangerous. This is your library backup, and she's not a very powerful vampire. I don't know. Houseman's overconfidence makes him a really good villain that I cannot wait to see get his comeuppance.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So who was ready for him downstairs, Ashley? It was Jasper. Jasper's ready for him downstairs. I will give a little bit of feedback. We'll talk more about it, but we mentioned briefly somewhere in a previous episode, I think when Checkers is wearing the mask, they said something about what iron does to vampires. Okay. In the novels, it doesn't really come up, honestly, I don't think, until the Prince Lestat trilogy, and I won't give specifics, but there is a reference to iron. It's not exactly the way that they show it in the series here, but this does seem genuinely like they pulled it from this last trilogy as a reference to something that they could use to limit vampire powers, which I'm cool. Hey, somebody read a book. As we said, clearly nobody read a book over on Mayfair, but somebody here did read a book.
The reading of a book or two, it's
we
good
do appreciate it.
It's good for the plot. Do it for the plot.
Okay, so this actor that is playing Houseman, older Houseman, he was on Game of Thrones, I'm fairly certain.
Yes,
he was Jorah Mormont?
Yes.
Or Jorah's father.
Yeah, Jorah's, no, he was shit. Yes, he was Marmot.
Mormont? Yeah.
Mormont.
I can't remember which character is which, but yeah, he was the daddy whose son leaves in disgrace and is exiled or whatever, and then
he goes
comes back
to the
with
wall.
Yeah, the dad goes to the wall. Good call. Yeah. Anyway, a really good actor, I think, and a great fit for this role. Although, again, I'll say,
James
could have been a great David. Yes.
Is
yes.
his name.
Yes.
Yeah. I could not remember his name. You could have put a gun in my head and you would have just had to kill me. So I had to look it up. But the second I saw him, I got so excited because I loved him in Game of Thrones. And he was
the costuming.
Oh my God. And he was such a good man in that show. And he's such a fucking sly bag in this. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
He's just the worst here. He's just the worst. He brings back his line, "My vast benevolence," and I love like he asks, "If I unmask you, you're gonna try to bite me, bastard." His overconfidence here. We've seen what Jasper's capable of already, and he's like, "I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna take this mask off and show you what we're gonna do here." He unmasks Jasper and he asks, "How many vampires are there in the world? Would you say?"
Not enough.
Not enough. Not enough. And Houseman agrees. They go into the next room, Ashley, and it's not one. They're not making a new 752. He's got, I counted 16. I don't know that I counted them all, but that's what I counted in the screenshot.
I'd call that a veritable roomful.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely a roomful. Also feels like this is not the end of his plans for Jasper,
No.
right? Like this felt like the beginnings of his work for Jasper.
This isn't going to be a one day and then you're going to get torched. Jasper's going to be making vampires for a while, I think.
We cut back to Doris and Guy, and Doris knows where Guy's mother is, or believes she does anyway. And since she's got the entire library of the Talamaska in her brain, it would make sense that she would probably
has an idea.
That's a lot of dangling threads out there if we're not going to get a season 2.
Which
Ashley.
is why I really feel like they must have already established that they were doing 2.
Agreed.
Also, I don't think you get... I think maybe part of that is like the cast. There's some people in the cast that are really, really good, and you probably would only be able to get them with a 2-season guarantee, you know?
Yes. At least. Yeah, Fichtner, for instance, is a great example. Yeah,
I mean,
you've made him a multi-season commitment of some sort.
Sorry, my battery's almost dead. I thought my computer was plugged in. It was not this whole time. But yeah, I don't think that a guy like that's probably signing up for 6 episodes and no guarantee.
And I'll say, I had previously suggested maybe we do a title change like we do for the Vampire Lestat, or a subtitle change.
Oh, yeah.
No need for that. Just keep it the secret order.
Absolutely no need.
This is going to stay a spy show, it seems like, at least with this showrunner. And I'm kind of down for that. I will say, this Houseman thing, I mean, genuinely, bring in David to lead the branch of the Talamaska that's going to fight him, right?
I like
Give
that
us
instinct.
David in
I
season
like that
3.
idea. This would be really good. It would be really good.
Give us David Talbot in season 3 of Interview with the Vampire, the Vampire Lestat. Tease him there. He literally could be the smallest of cameos, right? You could give us just the picture of the actor as he turns around to face camera and they say his name or something, right? And then bring him in season 3 as the leader of the branch that wants to right what's wrong with the Talamaska. And then he's a major mover and shaker by the time we get to Queen of the Damned, and falls right into place with Lestat's storyline for what comes next. And yes, I know Daniel is already there. Daniel has storylines, and you could give him new ones based on what you've done by aging him up. He doesn't have to take David's storylines. He doesn't.
No, absolutely not.
Please give us David Talbot.
I think they might. I don't see... Daniel is not David. Like, that character is a bit of an antithesis to David. Even though, like,
the rock star thing.
You can't just fucking, like, give him David's storylines because he's the old guy you got. That's fucking stupid, and it makes no sense at all. So I think better of our showrunners than that.
Yeah, I'm going to cross my fingers. You wasted one excellent actor of the right age, though, in Mr. Cosmo there. So, or Cosmos.
Well, no, I don't think they wasted him. This could be really fun and awesome.
No, and it would be a great foil to a good David, right? If this is, if they're literally playing Magneto and Xavier against each other over the Talamaska agency or something. Yeah, okay, there you go. Optimism abounds. Let's cross our old fingers. Go ahead and give us that renewal.
ASAP.
Yeah. I needs it. I wants it. All right. That is going to wrap up our discussion of episode 6 of Talamaska season 1, hopefully. Full follow-up episode next week. We'll talk about your feedback and all your discussions that you've been having season 1. So if you've got some overall feedback for the season, we'll be recording that next week, pretty close to release time. So let us know in the comments in the various places. Don't forget, if you are a patron, you're getting Afterlife, Articulate Coven Afterlife, our ongoing discussions, an extra segment every show. We're going to talk about Welcome to Derry, episode 1. And y'all, I'm so excited. I'm going to make Ashley record the Afterlife segments for 2 and 3 separately from the show, I think, so that I can go ahead and watch them faster than we're going to record the feedback episode for Talamaska.
That is fine by me. I'm willing to do that for you.
I'm really enjoying Welcome to Derry. Looking forward to y'all's feedback on these Afterlife segments too. So if you want that, go become a patron, $2 or more a month at articulatecoven.com/join. Even if you're not in a position to support the show financially, go join the Patreon because it's easier for me to get announcements to you. You'll know when our live event sales go live, for instance, for the 26 and 27 event. You'll know when our schedule changes, et cetera, et cetera. So go check that out, articulatecoven.com/join. Until next episode, we have been your hosts. I'm Joel.
I'm Ashley.
And we are the Articulate Coven. Thank you for sharing this time with the Articulate Coven. Support the show as either a free or paid member at articulatecoven.com/join. You can also find us on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Find more from the Coven with our sister show, Flan Again, covering the works of Mike Flanagan.